Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and this is a story I had to cover because one of the most interesting things that I find about Hollywood is how much goes into the marketing because a lot of it is very reliant on marketing, isn't it? A lot of it is super reliant on how well something is marketed, how well it's received by the audience, and ultimately how well the cast does when trying to talk about the film and to sell it. Press junkets are always a weird thing. I've never been in one personally, but they always just look awkward to me. And here's a great thing. Tom Hanks last night on Kimmel effectively exposed Disney for how they market these films, how these press junkets work. And it is utterly fascinating because I think deep down we all knew about it, but he really just comes out and says like, no, this is how it is. And you know what? There's nothing Disney's going to be able to do to him about it. Not one damn thing. It's Tom Hanks, for crying out loud. If anyone in Hollywood, especially anyone in relationship with Disney, could get away with this, it's definitely Hanks. Not Tim Allen. Not Tim Allen, but definitely Hanks. So it says here, Hanks shares Disney's strict rules for Toy Story 4 media tour. They don't want spoilers to be given away. They don't want spoilers, but there is a little bit of an ideological push. Now it says here that he goes, I have these talking points that Disney gives you at the beginning of the press junket thing. And these things are like the Gutenberg Bible stuff. Look at how many times I've studied them. I've spilled some tomato juice at one point. He added while holding up two sheets of paper that outlined things he's allowed and prohibited to say. It's not just two sheets of paper. It's like about 3 or 4 sheets, I would say. And it's pretty dense stuff. It's not just bullet points. It's pretty dense stuff that they showed you. Now, he provided some examples of things he's not allowed to say, saying, don't discuss Woody and please don't share that while humming the finished sentences instead of saying what they were, which, he's going to play ball, but he is ultimately exposing how these marketing machines work. The fact is press junkets are basically a lie. Going to Comic-Con and asking Q&As of these people are basically lies because they are given talking points. And I guarantee you the talking points are provided to them by the studio before they go out there, especially at Comic-Con. They all know the deflection. Oh, what was it like with this? So, we can't tell you that, guys. We can't do it. We want to do it. We totally want to do it. We can't tell you about it at all. It's not real. You know how it is. It's what they always do. Now, he goes on to say here that they even give you sample questions, which you have yet to ask, which I thought was great because Kimmel is also, his producers are also given these questions, right? I'm pretty sure, I can't speak for all media. I'm pretty sure media has a pretty general idea about this. The access media, they know how the game is played, right? They know that there are certain questions they can't ask. There's certain questions that they won't be able to get answers to. And there's definitely certain things that they should say and they should touch upon because that's exactly what the marketing team wants, or what the team wants. And they might argue, come back with it and say, oh no, they're just, they just have the talking points in order to be able to like have a brief discussion about the film, but it's not honest. And maybe that's one of the reasons why these movies just end up not being sold to the audience. The actors are having to act even when trying to promote the film. When there are times when actors are going to know that they're in bad movies and they have to go and promote them. Halle Berry admitted Catwoman sucked. Granted, it was like 15 years after the fact, but she still came out and admitted it. And she did it for a paycheck, and that's fine. But it sucks when these actors have to promote these movies and like they're just lying to you. But at the same time, it's not like it's all their fault because they probably did have good experiences that they want to convey and they want to put out there. But anyway, this is where it gets really interesting. With the questions, he says here, like one question was, can you talk about how Buzz is learning to listen to his inner voice? With another question inquiring about Woody's reunion with Bo Peep. Now think about that. This is in the examples that they are giving him. One of the things they want him to talk about is Buzz learning to listen to his inner voice. Part of the, I guess you could say, charm and allure of Buzz Lightyear over the span of these past couple decades has been the fact that Buzz has always been evolving. But in the beginning, like he's still kind of very gung ho. He's all about the team. He's all about the family, 100%. He's got it. He keeps it with him 100%. But he never, if he's learning to listen to his inner voice here, That to me says that that they're setting Buzz up to be a leader. And if I had to predict anything, it's that Woody and Bo are going to leave at the end of the movie. That Woody's going to go live with Bo, and that ultimately Buzz is going to be the one who stays behind to lead the group after the fact. If you want my honest opinion, I think that's what it is, because this type of sample question is what would lead into a conversation like that. And if you look at the stories about the themes that they've put out there, you can basically pick up on it. So I kind of view that. I'm not saying that's a spoiler because I don't know if it's true, but I think also talking about Bo Peep and bringing her back in and making her a big mainstay or a big part of this film when she hasn't necessarily been in the past definitely shows you exactly the kind of movie that they're trying to make here and who they're trying to market the film to. Because he says here, of Bo Peeps, Hanks explained that Disney provided a thoughtful answer, right, when describing the character, saying Bo Peep should be described as a strong character from the beginning. Her recent experience perhaps made her strong, but she was never a weak character. I mean, Bo was never, like, Bo was there and she was part of the team. I would never say Bo was weak. There's in no way in any world, any realm of existence is Annie Potts ever weak. But what does that tell you about how they're trying to spin the conversation? Right? What does that tell you about how they're trying to spin this, how they're trying to push this, how they're trying to play it? They're trying to play it like that because they want you to, they want to build up Bo as being, a lead. They want to build up Bo as probably also maybe explaining where she's been all this time, how she got away. And I'm sure they're going to touch upon that. When she was given away or she was sold at a garage sale, they're going to touch upon that. But again, it really makes me question the motives of a statement like that. And I'm not trying to say that anyone here is up to no good. We are living in a world of indirect political phrasing in movies. We are living in a world where certain actors will talk about certain political leanings leading up to the release of a film. And that does in fact sway some people to look at something negatively. And Disney is far smarter than that in regards to keeping the cast and crew on point in this. But I find it to be fascinating to get a brief look behind the curtain. After this is over, I would love, and I'm sure he's already thrown them away at this point, I would love to reach out to Tom Hanks and go, can I see that? Can I see these notes? I would just love to see them. If anything, it's part of the Hollywood machine and showing us an inside look into how the corporate structure of these businesses, because that's exactly what they are, the for-profit industries, try to harangue and control the media narrative when they talk about these films. And I think deep down, I understand it and I'm not arguing against it. I understand that they are in the PR department. They are the ones that are trying to sell the best possible image of this movie that they can to earn the most amount of money. I get that. But it's still that brief flash behind the curtain to see how it works, to see the gears in motion, that to me is the most interesting thing. I almost feel, and this is going to sound super crazy, but I mean, and I don't mean it literal, it's more hyperbolic, but it kind of feels like Tom Hanks pulling that out was showing us the Illuminati at work, showing us the behind the scenes at work. And again, I'm being hyperbolic for effect here, but that's what it feels like to me, is that seeing what's there. We know that there's always a spin. We know that there's always control, and he just showed it to us. He exposed it, which is cool. In no way am I upset with them. In no way is Disney going to be upset with them. Most people are going to look at this as being innocuous and not giving much of a crap. I'm sure there's going to be comments that say, oh my God, Matt, who cares? You have to understand, I love the industry. It's not just the movies. I love the business side of it. I think it's so fascinating. So to get a look at that for me is a big deal. And so I'd love to get a look at those notes. I really, really, really would, just to see how crazy they are. Maybe one day I'll get to go to a press junket and I'll be like, hey, let me take a look at those notes you got. Maybe they'll hook me up. Maybe not. Who knows? But your thoughts, your opinions. Do you think this is a big deal, no deal, medium deal? I want to hear how you feel about it. Let me know down in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.